Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Oh my gosh. So we're back playing DDLC, and we might as well just start from here. So we left off, we finished the poem, and I think that's it.
That's
Now we're back.
I got Yuri, like,
Yeah.
all of it, man.
That's-
Like,
Yeah,
just-
right now you're
fucking smashed it, dude.
I don't think I'm in this shit.
Thank you.
Don't knock over my water.
Perfect 5 out of 7.
The only problem was he mixed up some depression with Sayori. So
But Sayori is his second best.
Yeah,
friend, so-
Sayori's second best girl, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Need me as a
I don't care about Natsuki yet. But
You'll never
Yeah.
if you don't care about Natsuki at the beginning, you'll never care about Natsuki.
Alright.
Next line of dialogue.
Alrighty.
Nah, don't worry.
That's my footsie.
This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club.
I want to make
I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, wee boss. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh shit, oh come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sorry. Sorry, you told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. Get these dank cupcakes. Mitchell, please press the button. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Damn, get right.
Man Ray!
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Titans are my trigger! Titans are my trigger! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Fuck you guys.
Don't worry, guys. Wee Boss always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
Cleaning my pipes.
Oh. How dependable.
I need a plumber.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you?
You should fucking
It
yes.
might be. I might be a little jealous.
God, don't make it gay, Armin.
God, don't make
How
me.
come you and Wee Boss can become good friends too?
Sayori.
I hate how the protagonist's name is fucking not capitalized.
It's not.
It's just weird boss.
That's gonna make anyone who views this just cringe so hard. But anyway.
I'm sorry, viewers. Dot.
Dot, dot, dot. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
You're even bright is something to tell you, yeah?
What? Wait, Sayori.
Huh? Me?
Not really.
The voice crack.
Don't be shy.
I've had so many of those.
It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Sorry, made it sound like it's a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted.
Well, I can't read.
What's up? I'm Jaden
This-
19 and I really trying to fucking read.
This is. How is this girl accidentally being so cute?
Okay, yeah.
She
she's
even
best
picked out a
friend.
book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew.
Kirby that
Well,
shit.
you know, what the fuck? Well, you know,
delicious.
you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh.
Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner.
Dude, what?
Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance.
Classic.
Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet.
In the closet.
I'm really curious
Oh.
to talk to Yuri a little bit more.
Oh, I forgot screen wipe.
Screen one.
But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me.
Spit take.
More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages.
Crap.
Crap.
Oh, fuck.
Yuri.
I think
we
she
lost.
noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet just for a split second.
Dot dot dot.
Duh, duh, duh.
With quotation marks.
But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book.
Boobs. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I was just spacing out. I met her this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. My brain tickles. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, though.
Erotica.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant.
Shit.
I mean,
Shit.
I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Shit.
Ah, I see.
It's collector's edition.
Oh, yes.
There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. Just like these breasts.
Oh.
It's a very engaging and relatable
My
story.
magnum dog.
When you're right, Mitchell.
Yeah.
And you, sir, are right.
Is that so? What's it about, anyway?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking symbol on the front cover.
alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of dark, isn't it?
Fuck Yuri.
Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Through a good old skirt.
Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
My brain tickles.
My brain tickles. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Wee Boss?
No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at a life from a different, strange perspective. Like, when horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they just believe in, suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be some naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I?
Oh, no.
Not again.
She's pretty hot.
I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Not one bit.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
Well, what else are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. ... Let me just get the book. I couldn't retrieve the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I skipped into the seat next to Yuri.
Slip into these DMs.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
That was hot.
Moist.
I'm sorry. It's not like I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to.
Holy shit.
That is reading in company with
That
someone.
is me.
This is hot.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting.
Aww.
How you doing over there, Prez?
Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book.
Are we fine with Yuri making dad noises? Okay.
I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work,
I
right?
think we should
I slide
have
my
sex.
desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I slide my desk into Yuri's DMs.
Take it!
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching.
It's getting a little sexual.
Oh yeah.
Getting steamy.
Use me,
It feels
President.
like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open.
Well, what do you do with that left arm?
I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Turn this page.
Here.
Well,
Oh,
boy.
Can
My
we get,
heart.
can we get some
boy.
CG up in here?
My heart!
And
Here.
I believe in miracles. Since came along.
For a second, I thought you were going for a dog, and they're like,
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book.
I hold the left side of the book in the left arm as well.
That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before.
Oh, yes.
It's actually kind of distracting.
It's actually kind of hot.
Whoa.
It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Damn straight.
Are you ready
Huh?
Phrasing.
to turn the page?
Sorry.
Didn't read that
I
last
think I got a
paragraph.
bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with this. Just kidding.
Oh,
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it... Read! I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
Be still my heart.
Yeah. Also, I love how your voice has changed every single time you read a word.
Yes, man.
Thanks.
Slowly getting more and more into
We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange.
Oh,
Do they touch
it's
hands?
adorable.
My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as it catches under her own.
Oh!
Sexy.
Oh! Get it!
Hey,
Get it,
Yuri.
Wheel Boss!
Damn, the word flutter.
This might be a silly thought,
Thank
but
God.
When else would you use that word?
the main
Fucking
character kind of
butterflies.
reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so?
Hope not.
How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But we a boss. That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Fucking quiet.
Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. ...
Dot.
I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden? ...
Okay, everyone.
Hey, Prez.
Okay.
Nice belch into it.
She just kicks down the door.
Okay. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each
Oh, I
other.
can't wait to read this shit.
We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
No, you have to say it with
Yuri
passion.
exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts.
Is that alright, Yuri?
You like
You look
jazz.
kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
It's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
Oh boy.
What a smooth.
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
With her.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. That's
Alright.
your homework, little boy.
Reading assignments.
I stand up.
That was the worst line ever. I stand up.
I stand up.
For
I
my
make a mental
rights.
note of where I left off in the book.
Don't
and
you
slip
dare
it back
gulp
into
that.
my bag.
Don't you dare gulp that in front of the microphone.
I will kill you.
No.
Click the button. Oh my god.
I'm going to mute that specific part of the audio track.
By the way,
Oh my god.
did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah.
Thank ya.
My relaxation ends.
The fuck are you getting?
My phone charger. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with?
I can't wait.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems.
Got a poem.
Got
Sayori's
this
is on a
new
written
track.
sheet of loose leaf from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook.
Oh god.
Step your game up a little bit.
I can already see Monica's pristine
I'm
handwriting
a
from where I
fucking
sit.
goddess.
What you thought?
Mine is
girl?
doodles and percent.
Get wrecked. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly complies while reaching into their bags. Fuck off. I do the same myself.
Sorry. Screen light.
All right. Okay.
Alright,
So
who should we show our
before
poem to?
okay before we get into this,
God.
I just want you to know, Sean. So I didn't realize this at the beginning, but the poems that they show you, really reference their mental state.
Yep, that's what she told me.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
So I had no idea what I was getting into when I read these poems, but they really reference mental states of the
So,
girls.
Whose poem do you
So-
want to read first?
So
Yes.
does picking whose poem you read first affect?
It doesn't affect anything.
I don't think so.
It's
but,
just-
but you're
it
gonna
gives
read
you
all
a-
of their.
Yeah, you're
you
gonna
gotta
read-
choose all of
So
them.
who do you want to start with?
How about we start with Monica?
Just Monica?
Yeah.
Okay,
just
you
mine.
have to read your own poem.
I should start with Monica. Fuck.
You're an idiot.
That's not my line.
I should start with Monica.
You should start.
Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in the effort.
That's
Screen wipe.
Put in the time.
Hi, we boss. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, do you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better?
Shove them right up your
I'm
ass.
always.
Go fuck yourself.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Like this magnum.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Dank.
Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Pussy.
Oh.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
What the hell?
Don't worry, we a boss. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? And then it's sort of very well have to learn. Get past soon.
Okay, you like jazz.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Do I get to read this?
Yes, you do.
Great job, we a boss. I was going to. Ooh.
I was going to ooh.
I was going to ooh in my head while
Just
reading
gonna
it.
ooh all over my head.
It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why. I didn't expect you.
You're a fucking.
I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Guess I underestimated you.
Their
dumbass.
eyes are dead.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some
You
effort.
got a small dick, don't you?
This magnum dog.
Anti-mess.
That's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You know, the lyrics is kind of writing, right? Writing, it's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Classic Sayori.
I did okay.
I like it when
thought it
readers
was
are left to
straight
derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has had at this point. I never really asked though. She just has big titties.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry much about that. You do your own thing, babe. Just keep exploring. Learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I love to see you try new things.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
That's
God,
the
Monica.
best way to find a kind of style that suits you.
Oh, Monica.
my.
Everyone else might be a bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what
Falsely
suits you
honest
the
with us.
most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Fuck you, Christ, Monica.
Monica.
No.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now?
Not really.
Don't worry.
No.
I'm not very good.
But you got them titties.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Them titties.
Well, Because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall.
God.
It couldn't have been me. C, comma. The direction the spackle
Yes.
protrudes. A noisy neighbor, question mark. An angry boyfriend? Also a question mark.
Don't say.
Ill?
Read the punctuation.
Ill with no punctuation. Never know.
Ooh, that might be something.
I wasn't home.
She's
I
just a
peer
shit
inside
writer.
for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. Just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Searching forever and everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now. I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
Dank.
So what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it.
It's about my,
Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
it's about my pussy hole. Ah, it's okay.
Oh, fuck.
It's not, though.
Yeah. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular
I hope.
nowadays.
It's not about your pussy.
That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words
Emphasis.
and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
My pussy? Ah! Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
You know, the epiphany shit.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
An epiphany?
Yeah! Something like that.
Well, you
I'm kinda
realize
nervous
it is
to talk
sentient
about
AI.
deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, if you try so hard to make it perfect,
You dumbass.
then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think of it is, if you keep your pen the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today.
Tink tink.
Ding ding!
Interesting.
Scream like.
Your stash on my poem.
God,
tonight.
there's so
How long
many
has this
lines.
been going? How long have we been recording this?
A while.
Jack Mitchell.
A good, like, 50.
I can't check through OBS.
Let me check my camera.
Like 57 hours at least, I'd say.
Okay, I think we can do. We might be able to get through all the poems, except for we've been doing this for like 28 minutes.
Let's just finish all the poems, then we can go to
All
bed
the poems.
and finish this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So good.
So, but
I'm,
we'd
I'm
have to.
tired. We can finish this day and then.
Okay, yeah, let's do poems. Sayori!
Wait, do
Okay,
it.
yeah, Siri.
Sayori's
This one is so fucking stupid.
Da, da, da.
Hey.
Da, da, da.
Sayori can hear you.
This is a good poem, Weird Boss. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
Eh, I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really just happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room? Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Wee Boss. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here.
Anime titties.
Thank you for that.
Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay?
Give me that Magnum dog.
That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yeah! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Dear sunshine,
Oh my god.
the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me
What is that word?
Rub the sleep from
Making me rub the sleepy from my eyes.
the sleepy from. This is the fucking literature club.
Yeah.
Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me?
Trusting? Yeah.
Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky's blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Breakfast.
I want breakfast.
Sayori, this is just a guess, but
You're an idiot.
did you wait until this morning to write this?
Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
You want to bet?
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it?
Shitty.
It was garbage. It sounds like you.
Absolutely. Savage.
It's
Really?
ripping into
Absolute
Sayori.
garbage.
It sounds like me.
Yeah. Utter trash. Especially that last line.
Breakfast.
I made eggs and toast.
She is.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast.
The most important meal
I
of the
get
day.
all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun.
That was garbage.
Monica's the best.
Yeah.
Huh?
But next time, I won't forget.
Is blood.
And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it.
You don't even have to read the rest of
Scream.
the poems. Mine is the best,
Not
apparently.
Yuri.
Natsuki Yuri.
Not, Natsuki.
Saving the best for last. I
Yeah.
say.
Hell, screen wide. Dot dot dot.
Dot dot dot.
With a question mark. What the
What the
God
fuck?
damn it!
Fuck!
Mitchell!
Fuck!
How even?
Oh, okay, cool.
Ugh.
You just, okay.
Fucking
Be
dumb.
very.
Can you leave that in, please?
Yeah,
Just
we'll
us
leave
all
What
saying,
the fuck?
fuck!
Wait, boss. If you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
I can't read. What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this?
Why didn't we capitalize the name?
Because we're idiots. Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all started somewhere, right? If you're so proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it.
Oh, fucking fight me. Exclamation point, exclamation point.
Painful to think about? ...
Fine.
Thought so.
Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to
I tell you what to improve. Fine.
I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough.
I should not.
Well,
be
to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid.
It is stupid.
Eagles can.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets.
I can't read the rest of this.
Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls
Horseman
can.
Sam's.
Horseman Sam can make a dank ass video.
Yeah.
Owls can sing. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
she's like in 3rd grade.
This is why she flat chested Mitchell. Skip a line.
You just say yeah.
Oh,
I told you that you were gonna like it.
I'm
like
garbage.
I have osteoporosis.
Ferocious.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Because I'm garbage.
Well,
I'm
Because I'm in
garbage.
Cinderella.
because
I'm straight cinerate.
everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. ... So people don't even take my writing seriously.
Dumb cunts.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. See, everyone go around you do great things can be really disheartening.
Wow, she's depressed.
So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay.
Foreplay. What?
Like I said for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose.
It's not the only thing that's flat on purpose.
Fuck you. Get off my
Damn.
case. Off my case.
Ouch.
Wow. You can't just say that, Ethan.
I'm
It
so
helps
sorry.
bring out the feeling in the last line.
Almost that time.
So you did. I guess more went into this than I thought.
Not
That
really.
voice crack.
We've all been
Not.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned some.
I hate myself.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Oh shit.
Become
Yeah, I guess
fuck.
not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take any of that away from her.
Aw.
Screen wide.
Best girl for last to
Can we just do Monica again?
Get
Is
really
Monica
into
now
it
your best
again.
girl?
No, it's just the longest chapter.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
Dun, dun, dun.
As Yuri reads the poem, I
Shut up,
notice her
Yuri.
eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Huh? What was that?
Your magnum
Dun,
dog.
dun, dun.
Your magnum dog.
Did I
Took
did
up
I
the
say
whole
that out
page.
loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
no, it's a.
He's going to hate me.
Trash.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
That's. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. ...
So it's plagiarism.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up writing styles separate from the... Fuck, this is...
So many words, I know.
There's
it's
so many
hard.
words.
Yuri's really getting into it.
Topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for.
Okay, now you're a man again.
There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though.
Fuck off.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself or me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do.
Oh boy.
I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
That is cursive as hell.
Yeah, holy shit. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate between the amber glow.
He's a man again.
Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
He's really right.
I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
Oh, hey, she
What?
owns up to it then.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
That's way
Ah.
too meta for me.
I actually just don't know how to read.
I forgot
This is
how to
the
read.
worst literature club ever.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Eh?
Fucking sexy.
Hey?
That's a relief.
God damn it, Yuri.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
But I wrote it this morning.
I had breakfast.
I'm really glad you like it. What? No.
God damn it. We're so close.
I'll be honest. Since it's our first time,
Oh my god.
sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild.
Oh my god.
Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Like some saltines.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Or some waves.
Ooh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, we a boss. She's falling asleep.
I'm fine.
We a boss.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Because you're falling asleep.
Fuck
Well,
off.
I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Eh?
Hey?
Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, wee boss.
Me too.
Holy okay.
Let's say it before like the
Yeah.
computer
Yeah.
crashes.
Alright.
There's more than one save slot.
But
Nah,
that'll
it
get
doesn't matter.
confusing.
Too late.
Alright, so that's gonna end this video. Oh my god.
Anime titties!
And we're the
Holy
Game
crap.
Girls.
I'm the one voicing Natsuki and I hate her.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Natsuki is so cute if you actually get into her story,
Yeah,
but
dude.
she's cancer before.
There's an
Yeah.
entire foot right here.
There it is.
An
And then
entire
there's
foot.
fucking
Natsuki's story is also really fucked up, but I won't spoil that.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
actually, since we're not, do you want me to spoil it for you?
No, because
No.
No?
Spoil it later after we.
Yeah, like.
Well, like
We're
we're
not
not
gonna
gonna get
shut
into
up.
her.
Shut up.
We're not gonna get into her arc
Wait till
anyway.
wait till after.
We'll
All
get.
right, all right.
We'll get
I'll
there at
spoil
some
it later.
point.
Well, that was the shittiest intro ever. Okay, bye.